my name is Ted Smith, and this video is part of a series that we are making about the history and uses of cannabis sativa based upon my book, Hempology 101. And today's topic is one of my favorite. It's on the Hashashins, or the Assassins, as many people have known them in the past. And the Hashashins were an Islamic cult that I guess sprung up around a certain man who is known as the Old Man on the Mountain. And the cult grew up or developed in the high mountains around Iran in modern times. And they developed these very large strongholds and were quite renowned for their use of hashish, in particular when they would initiate young, what were known as assassins. Some young people were chosen from birth to actually go and live in neighboring kingdoms and learn the language and culture and live within it as potential assassins. And if they got the word to kill the leader, well, then they would. They were very successful at sending these assassins to these other communities. The way that they convinced these assassins that the god that they worshipped was so important and powerful was at a very young age, I think around the age of 16, they would take these young warriors and they would give them a large dose of cannabis to the point where it would knock them out. They'd become unconscious. When they awoke, they would wake up in this beautiful garden that they'd never seen before with, I'm not sure, I think it might have been 50 naked virgins. And they would literally be given the afternoon or day to do whatever they wanted with all of these beautiful women, at the end of which they would be dosed again with cannabis and probably some other drugs, but certainly hashish was the main plant that they used. And so when these men passed out after this day of wonder, they would wake up again back where they started in the first place, and they were told that they had just visited heaven, and that they would go there when they fulfilled their duty in these other kingdoms. And so that was the incentive on being a good assassin, was that you would go to this paradise with all these women and all these other joys to behold. And so they were very powerful, and they had a lot of different regions under their control. There's another very famous story when there's a couple of Knights Templar visiting, and they didn't believe the Old Man on the Mountain was in charge of this stronghold. And so the old man literally just turned to a couple of people working on the hillside and told them to just jump to their death. And they did just instantly jump off the cliff and die. At which point the Templars believed that the Old Man on the Mountain was who he was. But to those people that jumped off the cliff, they were doing so at the command of their leader. They would go to heaven for it, so they gladly did so. If you want to learn more about the history of cannabis, you can check out my book. I sell it. You can go to hempology.ca. We have a store there online. And there's all sorts of other information about there, a blog from Cannabis Digest, and there's more videos to come as well. So check out our YouTube page, even subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.